Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. In this video series, we are learning Java programming language with practical demonstration. In the previous video, we learned about throw and throws keyword practically. To learn that concept, please watch my previous video. Now, in this video, we will learn about custom exception, that is user defined exception, top level nested class and inner class practically. So let's start the session. In the few previous video we learned about exceptions. Now it's time to learn about the custom exception. So that exception question like is explain custom exception in your words, or that question may be asked like is explain user defined exception. So this is the question that may be asked in your interview or may be asked in your examination. So let's discuss about the custom exception. So there are plenty of inbuilt exceptions available. Say for example, null pointer exception, arithmetic exception, and etc. Right? That we have discussed in our previous videos. For these custom exception, I will give you the practical demonstration to how to create a custom exception or how you can define your own custom exception. That I will give you the demonstration. For that, I am creating a class name as, say for example, invalid age exception. Okay, so this is the custom exception that we are going to create. The name of the exception is invalid age exception. I am creating another class, say for example, test custom exception. So this is our main class. In that class I will write public static void main. I am copying the class name and saving into the exception folder, say for example test custom exception dot java. So now the file is saved now, right? Here I will write public static void main to give the starting point of the program execution. Okay, so here what we have done, we have created a class name as invalid age exception, and this class will be our custom exception, and the exception name is invalid age exception. You can give any name of the particular class. I will create a constructor for this class. The constructor name is invalid age exception because the class name and method name is same. At that time the method is called a constructor, right? So here I am creating a constructor for our custom exception class. The name of the class is invalid age exception, and the name of the exception is also invalid age exception. So here I have created an exception. So when I will create an object of the particular invalid age exception class, this constructor will be called, right? I hope this concept in your mind is clear about the object oriented. That is what we have discussed in this channel also. You can go through my particular video about the constructor and you will have total idea about constructor practically. So when I will create a object of the particular class, this constructor will be called, and in this constructor I will write super s. So s is our variable, that is our exception. So that exception constructor will pass to the particular variable string s. Say for example, so when this constructor is called, I will provide a particular string value. Okay, and that string value I am passing into the super. So super is also a keyword of the Java. That is what we have discussed in the particular video also. In this channel I have provided you the use of super keyword. So here I will write the extends exception. So this class is user defined class. Invalid age exception is a user defined class that will call to the super class, but this class do not have any super class. So super keyword used to call the super class constructor. That is why I am writing over here extend exception over here. So now this invalid age exception is a child class of the exception class. Exception class is a super class of every exception class. So that exception class is inherited into the invalid age exception now. So when this super keyword is executed, it will call the constructor of the exception class, because the exception class is a super class of this class, right? So there are three total use of the super keyword. The super keyword can use to call a constructor of the super class, and the superclass of this invalid age exception is exception class. So when this line number 5 will be executed, the constructor will be called of the exception class. So here I will create, say for example, integer age equal to 13. I will creating a variable. Here I will check if age is less than to 18. At that time I will throw an exception. So that throw and throws keyword, that is also we have discussed in our previous video. So you can have that video also, right? So here age is less than to 11 is, I have make a condition age is less than to 18. At that time this if part is executed. If the condition is true, then the if part will be executed. Here I will write throw new invalid age exception. Here I will write this class name over here, invalid age exception, and here I will provide a message not valid age. So this not valid age is a string. This string will pass to the constructor, the variable of the constructor s, and this s is passed to the superclass. So superclass is an exception class. So this message will goes into the exception class constructor. This throw keyword is used to generate an exception. That is what we have discussed in our previous video. Throw keyword is used to generate an exception. Here I am generating an exception. Otherwise, here I will write system.out.println welcome user. So here we are welcoming to the user if the condition is false. So here what we have done, we have created a class. That class is extending into the exception class. That class is the constructor. Now I am running the program. I am going to the CMD and going to the Java folder, and in that Java folder I have the exception cd exception. First of all I will compile this file. Let me just increase some font size over here. Okay, now it is visible to you guys. Okay, so here I will compile the file. Say for example java c test custom exception .java. We are getting an error over here. Unexpected exception invalid age exception must be caught or declared to be thrown, because we are throwing the exception with a new keyword. So at that time when you are throwing an exception, you need to be right into the must be code. It means you need to write in the try block, or you can declare as a thrown, right? So what I will do over here is I will throw that exception. To convert this compile time exception into runtime exception, you need to throw that exception. So here in this program, this throws keyword is used to convert your compile time exception into runtime. Currently we are getting a compile time exception over here. You can see that this exception must be caught or declared to be thrown. So that is why I will write over here throws invalid age exception. Here I have to write. Otherwise you need to write the try catch block over here. Now it is compiled successfully. As you can see in my screen, the program is compiled successfully. It means that we have created a user defined custom exception. Now I am running the file test custom exception, enter. So when I will press the enter, it will goes to the main method. In the main method we have created an object or a variable. See over here, not a valid age. There is an error message. Not a valid age is a string message. We are getting into the output like this: invalid age exception, not valid age. So this is how you can create a custom exception or user defined exception also. This is what we have created, a user defined exception, and we have generated that exception, and we have thrown that exception also. So in this one program there are many things covered. There is inheritance, there is a constructor, there is a custom user defined exception, and lot of things are covered in the one program. But the main concept of the program is how to generate, how to define a user defined exception, or you can say how to create a custom exception. This is the way you can create your own custom exception in the Java. So here I have given you the practical demonstration of how to generate a custom exception, how to define a user defined exception, how to throw that user defined exception, and how to handle if the exception is generated. We have converted your compile time exception into the runtime. by using throws keyword in this program. Now we will discuss about the nested class available in the Java. There are four types of nested class: top level nested class, inner class, local class, and anonymous class. So these four types is available for the nested class in the Java. So here I will give you the some theory points about each and every one. Let's discuss about the top level in nested class first. So what is top level nested class? When we declare a static member class, it is known as a top level nested class. It is a kind of nested class, but it is called a top level nested class. When we declare a static member class, it is known as a top level nested. We will declare a class into the class. This is called a nested class, but the top level nested class is a static member of the particular class. Say for example, here I have given one example, class A, and in that class A I have defined a class B, but this class B is a static class. So this static nested class is also called a top level nested class. You can understand this topic by the point also. When you create a nested class with the static keyword, it is called a top level nested class. I will give you the practical demonstration for each and every type of nested class. For now, I will give you the demonstration for the top level nested class. These can be multiple top level nested class also. Suppose if class A over here, and in that class A there will be two static class B and static class C. That is also possible. You can create a two top level nested class. You can create a multiple top level nested class in a class. Say for example, here class A and class B is a static class that is written into the class A. It's called a top level nested class. So here I will give you the practical demonstration for top level nested class first. So here I will create a class, say for example name test. Okay, so class name is test. Here I will write a main class, say for example class top level nested class. This is what our main class is. Here I am copying the class name, saving the file. I am creating a folder, say for example nested class over here, and in that folder I will save the file with .java extension, top level nested class .java. Here I will write public static void main, and in the class test I will create another class name as A, say for example. So this class A is the inner class of the test class, but we need to create a top level nested class. So for that I will write a static keyword before the class keyword. This is what we have created, a top level nested class. You can say a static nested class also. Here I will create a variable, say for example private static integer x equal to 10. So this x is a variable. It is also a static variable. So you can access this variable by providing a class name. No need to create an object of the test if you want to access the x variable. So that test class is available. In that test class we have created a top level nested class name as A. Here I will create another variable public static integer y equal to, say for example 20. But this y variable is also a type of a static variable. So this y variable can be accessed by the class A. Here I will write a public static integer get z. Say for example, here I am creating a method get z. So this will return the value of the z over here. So I am creating another class, a static class B. I am giving you the depth practical for the top level nested class. Here I have created a variable public static, say for example z equal to 20, and here I will create a method, say for example, so test is a class. In that test class we have a two top level nested class. That can also be possible in the Java. Okay, so this get z method will return the z value, and Here I am creating another method, public static void. Okay, here I will write integer because it is returning the integer value, and here I will write get y. So this method will return the value of y over here. Here I have to write a dot y because y is the variable of a class. Y is a static variable and class a is also a static class. Here I will write b dot z because b is a static class, and in that static class we have a variable z. This z variable is also a static variable, so that is why I have to write b dot z. Here I have written plus x. Plus x means a variable x available in the test class. Here I am doing the addition of the two value b dot z plus x. What it means that b dot z means the variable z I am accessing with a b class. Here we have created a two class. A and B both are the top level nested class. Now I am creating an object test t equal to new test, and here I will write system.out.println. Here I will print the value. First of all, I have to write the top class. Say for example, the top class is a dot a and b. We have two top level nested class a and b, right? But this both class is available into the test class. So here I will write t dot a dot get z method, right? So here I am calling a method get z. It is available into the a class, and a class we are accessing with the object of the test class. So that is why I have written t dot a dot get z. Now I am going to compile this file. I will go to the particular location. In the Java folder I have the nested class folder. Say for example, okay, now I am compiling the file java c top level nested class dot java. It is giving me an error, unexpected type, required class package, and we are giving an object over here. It is required at that point, it is required a class name or a package name. But what we have done, we have given an object of the particular class. Okay, so here I have to write test name of the class over here. Now I am compiling the file. You can see compiled successfully now. Okay. So here we have to write test.a.getz. So now I am running the file java top level nested class, and I am providing an enter over here. See over here we are getting an output as a 40, right? So this get z method is called, it is returning b.z. b.z means a 30, and plus x is a class variable x equal to 10 we have. That is how we are getting a 40 as output. Now I am copying the line and paste it over here. Now I will write test.b.get y. So this will return the value of y. I am compiled successfully. Now I am running the file. We are getting 20 because in the y variable we have a 20 as a value. Okay, so this is what we have created a two nested class, two top level nested class with the proper variable, and we have accessed that static variable by the class name also, right? This is what about the top level nested class. If you have any query, if you have any doubt, if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment box. I will give you the answer definitely. So this is what we have done with the top level nested class practically. Okay, now we will discuss about the inner class. What is inner class? When we declare a non-static member class, inside a class is known as a inner class. So that class, when we declare a non-static member class, we will declare a class into the class, and this class is called a inner class. So for example, class A has the class B as an inner class. As you can see in my screen, in the class A there is a class named as a B, and this B class is called a inner class. But the difference between top level nested class and inner class is there is no static keyword in the inner class. So this class B we can call a inner class. Now I am giving you the practical demonstration for the inner class also. I am copying the code and paste it into the new file. Here I will change the class name, say for example inner class, and I will remove this static class over here, and here I will remove the static keyword. Okay, and here also I will remove the static keyword over here, and for these also and for these also we have removed all the static keyword from our top level nested class, and it is becoming a inner class. So this is the method name is display. I am giving public void display. So this display method is available into the A class, but A is the inner class of the test class. So now to test the class, I will save the file first. Say for example inner class dot java. So now in this uh, main method we need to create an object of the test class first, but before that I will write over here it is a inner class. So A is a inner class available, and this x is a variable of the test class. I am changing the variable name. Here I am providing the I, and here I am providing I also. I will write system.out.println I. So here I am just printing the I value. It is a variable of the inner class, and that variable is of the test class. So for to access the variable of the test class, I have to write here I am just assigning the 20th value, and here I have assigning the 10 value to my I variable. Both the class has the same variable name. So this is very most important to understand, and interesting also to understand this topic. Now here I will write system.out.println. Now I have to access this I variable is of the inner class variable. Now I have to access the test class variable. So at that time I need to write what I need to write. Whenever I need to access the class variable, what is the keyword to access the class variable from the constructor, or you can say a method also, right? So this is the concept. You can access the inner class variable and the outer class variable also. Here class A is the inner class. First of all I will create an object, say for example test t equal to new test. So T is the object of the test class, and here I will write, now I am accessing this A class from over here. So I need to create an object of the A class. I have to write test.a. So here also what I have done test.a, right? At the same over here I am writing test.a. Here I will create an object inner obj equal to, so inner obj is the object of the inner class, and here I will equal to, here I will write t dot new space a constructor called. So this is what the we have called a constructor of the inner class. Using a new keyword we have to do with the object of the outer class. This, if I remove that outer class over here, what I have to do is I have to write, you can write a inner obj equal to new a. This is what you can create a object for the simple class, right? This is what you can create an object for the simple class, but we are creating an object of the inner class. So test is outer class and A is the inner class. That is what, this is what the structure is, this is what the syntax is. You have to write t dot new and constructor to create an object of the inner class. This is the syntax. You can create an object of the inner class by this way, and then you can call a method of the particular class by the object. Our object is inner obj. So T is the object of the outer class, and inner obj is the object of the inner class. Test is the outer class and A is the inner class. So these all class is the inner class available into the test class. So if I want to call the method of the inner class, we need to create an object. To create an object of the inner class, you need a reference of the outer class. Here I will call a display method using the inner object, inner obj dot display. This will call a display method, and in that display method we have we have printed the I. So now I am compiling the file java c inner class.java compiled successfully. Now I am running the file java inner class, enter. As you can guess the output will be like as a 20, right? So you can say this is 20. Here I am changing the value. Say for example I equal to 100, I equal to 200. Now I am creating another variable over here also. See the depth of the practical for the inner class. I am giving you total practical concept with in depth. So here what we have created a three variable with the same name, but one variable is a class variable, one variable is a inner class variable, and one variable is for the method variable. Now you can see the output. We are getting 300. This I, it is not accessed now. We have accessed the variable of the method. Now I am accessing the variable of the inner class. So how I can do that? I have to write these dot I over here. This keyword is also very important and useful. You can watch my previous video available in this playlist about the these keyword. So to access the variable of the class, you can write this keyword over here. So this is a class variable. It is returned into the class, right? So here I will write this dot I. It will access the variable of the class. So here I am running the file. As you can see in the output, we are getting a 200 now, right? So the line number 8 will giving us the output 300, line number 9 will giving us the output 200. And now what if I want to access the variable of the outer class? So for that I have to write test dot these dot I over here, because test is the outer class and outer class has a variable name as a I. So as you can see in the program, there are three I variable, but the scope of total three variable are different. And to access the outer class variable, you can write over here test dot these equal to I. Okay, test dot these equal to I. Here you need to change the variable. You can see over here variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. Non-static variable I cannot be referenced from a static context. So this is the I variable. This is why you have to write test dot these over here, because non-static variable cannot be accessed by the static context. So for these, to access the variable of the outer class, you can do like that also. Test dot these dot I means that you are accessing the outer class variable with the these keyword. That is why here you have to write test dot these dot I. Now I am compiling the file. Compile successfully. Now I am running the file. I am going to run the file now. Java inner class. As you can see in the output, we are getting all the three values available into the I variable. Total we have three I variable. One is a outer class, one is available into the inner class, and one is available into the method of the inner class. And we have accessed all the three variable by different ways. So this is also a very important concept to understand how to access the variable of the method, inner class and outer class. So that's all from my side in this video. In the next video, we will learn about local inner class, anonymous inner class and enum type with practical example. So stay tuned to my channel, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys.